Hi, welcome to In the Workshop. I'm David. Thanks for joining me on part 4 of the vintage motorcycle restoration. Hopefully, because now we've got loads of parts in, we'll be able to get a shift on with this. So join me in a second. So in here is the crucial parts that we've been waiting for. So I've got the carb diaphragms. They were pretty pricey. What I was planning on doing, I was trying to get some of these cheap parts, but these diaphragms are too big anyway. They're the wrong size, even though they're supposed to be ordered for the Yamaha XJ550 Maxim. They're wrong. So I've got these. I had to dig deep in my pocket. These were over £200 for these. Don't tell the wife. Right, so all I'm doing is swapping these needles, undoing them and fitting them onto the new diaphragms and slides. Just a couple of screws in here that you have to undo, and then you can get it all apart. These needles on here, they only have one position on the little circlet, so you can't adjust them up and down to change how much fuel goes through. So yeah, there's only one position on there. And then there's a tiny peg on the plastic bit on the needle that you have to just get and locate in the little tiny hole in there. Once that's in, got the job of putting this back in. This can be a bit tricky. If you drop it in, it flops over most of the time. So if I push it in with my finger, then what I'm doing is getting a little bit of blue tack, sticking it on the end of my screwdriver, and then putting my screw in so that it doesn't drop off when I'm trying to fit it through these holes. Check there's a bit of movement in the needle because it's on that spring. So this has got a bit out there for this piece of rubber on there to make sure you got it in the right position. Just gently slide it in, make sure that locates in the cutout. Well, there's no flooding at the minute. That's a good sign. I think I checked these float levels before and got them okay, so I'll check them again now. I've levelled all this carburettor up, all these carbs, and I'm just putting a piece of pipe through the bottom here, and you undo the screw and let fuel in and see what height the fuel gets up to. Wants to be 1 or 2 millimeters lower than where the bodies join. That's the idea. float levels were okay, so I fitted the carbs back on, fitted all the choke and everything, but I haven't connected the airbox up yet. I was just wondering if I could get any life out of it at all. Obviously the carb's not set up yet, so probably won't get anything, but let's have a see. Job's going to be to connect all the air filter back together again. So I've got these boots to put back in to connect up the carbs to the air box, and I find the easiest way to do this is to heat them up with a hairdryer, and then they're easier to manipulate into there. So that's what I'm going to do now. So I'll get all these done, put in there, and tighten the air box up and put the air filter back in. I'm using this Gunson colour tune. So what you do is take out the spark plugs, and you've got an end like this that's a bit like a spark plug, but what it's got is a glass top in there, so you can see the colour of what it's running at. So I'll show you when we get this going. So we just put the copper washer on and screw that in. This doesn't have to be too tight anyway, so you just nip it up a bit. And then you get some covers that go over so you can see the light easier, see the colours. And what the plan is you have this running, you fit the spark plug cap to the end of there, you have this running, and then you adjust your mixture screw to suit, because what you want, if it's too white in there, the colour of your flame, then you're too lean, so your engine will get hot and you can cause damage. It ideally wants to be a nice blue colour, and if it's running orangey red, you know, like flame colour, then you're running rich. You're probably okay running a little bit rich, but obviously if you're too rich you'll use tons of fuel and your plugs will get all fouled up. What I'm going to do is just go through these one by one and try and get them to a happy place on these screws, just turning backing out or closing in. So turning that in makes it leaner, turning it out makes them richer on each of the carbs on there. So that's where I'm at there. Okay, we're at the stage to try synchronise the carbs. So this will be this stage that we use this tool that I made. So we'll see if this works. Probably won't even know if it's working or not. But yeah, we've got everything done up. Got the engine running. I've got a fan running here at the minute, just trying to keep the engine a bit cool. Well, cooler than what it was getting, because I had it all running and everything. So we need it running when we're doing this synchronizing. So let's get this all connected up. So these tubes are going to go to this outlet that's on the top of these rubber boots that are between the carburetors and the cylinder head. So they've all got a little pipe coming off the top, and they've just got a cap on them at the minute. This one hasn't got a cap because this is the vacuum pipe to the petrol tank, but we'll take this off and fit one of these tubes on there as well. So they'll all have a tube in the top, and we need to put this in. one of these bolts at either end. So you just take one of them off and then thread this through and then do it up. And like I said before, what happens is this does up and it squashes these bits of rubber up inside there in the hole, and then it blanks off the little ports that it's got inside. So I hope I've got all the measurements right on this so they're in the right place. So there's my tool, and that's nice and solid in there, so hopefully it's compressing them pieces of rubber where I need them to. So we need to connect up all these pipes now, and they go on the top of here. Don't know if you can see that there. There's just a rubber cap that I just have to take off. It's just got a clip holding it on. Move that. So there's a clip, and then it's just a rubber cap that pulls off. Like that. So we take all them off, it just leaves a metal pipe sticking up, then we can connect them on. They just connect on, simple as that. So we're going to be altering the screws down here. There's a screw there and then some screws on the other side, and therefore balancing out these carbs. So I'm going to be turning that screw, and what I've got to do is try and get these two matching for a start. That's the first thing, 1 and 2. So we've got the bike ticking over, so now we can get on with other jobs. Pretty nice. What you didn't see in this video was me taking the carb off loads of times. I was having a problem getting the mixture rich because it was just lean all the time. So I don't know if that's something to do with this Marshall exhaust that's on here, this 4-into-1. This was on the bike when I bought it, and I remember when I had it running 6 years ago that I was having problems with the mixture. So what I've done is the pilot jets that I got in the carb kit, I drilled them out. So I drilled them out to 0.45. I held the pin vise with the drill bit in my precision drill, and then just held the pilot jets up to it and just let it drill through. And that seems to have worked. It's much better now. So they'll be setting up when I actually take it out on the road. All I'll be doing is doing some plug chops, so that I'll be going along at a speed and then just kill the engine without dropping the throttle or anything, and just coming to a standstill, obviously with no traffic about. And then I'll be taking the plugs out to see what colour they're running at. Then I'll get a good indication of what's going on there. But yeah, it's all nice at the minute, ticking over nicely. So now I can get on to the other jobs that'll be quick jobs, because this is a pain. Also, when it's ticking over and running, I did a test spraying the exhaust headers with some water. This time I used water, not WD-40, which is a bit dodgy. So I sprayed with that, and they're all running okay at the same temperature. So I think that's enough for this video. So thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already subscribed, please consider subscribing. We'll soon be back in the workshop doing a bit of all sorts. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time in the workshop.